Hey pillars, and welcome back to another cycling video. In this video, we're taking a look at Mathieu van der Poel's power number for the Ronde van Vlaanderen, the Tour of Flanders 2022. These numbers are astronomically insane. I believe they were personally made by a cyborg slash, cycling robot, but that is Mathieu van der Poel, the legend that he is becoming. So we do have his Strava on screen right now. That's what we're looking at. If you guys do want to follow me on Strava and the cycling that I'm doing, link in the description down below. But taking a look at his numbers, we have a distance of 280 kilometers, 6 hours and 34 minutes on the bike, 2,342 meters of elevation. And we're going to see in terms of his stats, the juicy numbers that we obviously want to see first. So the average weighted power is 338 watts, normalized power of 354 watts. So my peak FTP is basically his normalized power for 6 hours and 34 minutes full on racing. And in terms of his FTP, I'm assuming these numbers and these stats are obviously accurate in terms of his FTP right now. But his FTP is 437. He has a claimed weight of 75 kgs. So we will put that in to see what his power to weight ratio is, which I have on screen right now. So if we put 75 kilometers into the calculator along with 437 for average watts, he has a power to weight ratio of 5.83 watts per kilogram, which if you look at the chart, he is definitely in the international pro level above that 5.6. Obviously, I know you guys are familiar with this chart that I have on screen. So in terms of 20-minute, it goes pretty high, but roughly, UCI, I would say it's anywhere between, peak conditions in terms of everything, freshness, not in race, not stress, whatever. I think it's easily 6, but in this situation, or at least what his Strava says, is a 5.8 watt per kilogram. Max speed 84.9 kilometers, average 42. Like, that's insane. And then on the left hand side, we do have the stats for peak 5 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. That 5-minute power of 6.7 watts per kilogram is absolutely bonkers. Even his 10 is basically 6 watts per kilogram in this race situation. Obviously, these are not his best power numbers. Like I said, there's a lot of variation, his tiredness, weather, stress, all that, factors that can play into how good you can produce power on the bike. But this is insane. Now, the reason why I was excited to take a look at Mathieu van der Poel's numbers for the Tour of Flanders 2022 is because Tadej Pogačar never releases his data in terms of the actual data reading that we have on his Strava, so it's always hidden. So the fact that we can see Mathieu van der Poel and see the watts that Tadej was actually trying to drop Mathieu van der Poel on the Paterberg climb, is absolutely going to be bonkers. So it happened at about 266 kilometers into the race, and it is a short climb, so we will see. I'll start right here roughly. And it's hard to get the exact, but basically 350 watts. If we see here, I'll try to just do this one section before the power drops off, but basically an average for 1 minute and 11 seconds, average wattage of 643 watts. So if you want to know what it takes for Mathieu van der Poel to basically get dropped for 1 minute, it's about 643 watts, so above 600 watts. If we change on the left-hand side from watts per kilo and put power, 1 minute, 727. So this effort could be roughly, if I did it properly in terms of start to finish, 727 watts. That's insane. See, so in terms of the Paterberg climb, Tadej Pogačar was putting out 700 watts for 1 minute. That's bonkers. That is absolutely bonkers. Now, I actually almost forgot to post this, but obviously, why would you not want to see the power numbers in the most interesting Flanders, slow sprint, what the heck moment in terms of Tadej Pogačar not even making the podium? So we're going to be taking a look at the sprint finish, which was very entertaining. So they were basically averaging right before, I would say, the sprint and them playing games. Let's say for here, they were averaging about 300 watts, the both of them. So if we're taking a look at the finale, the section where they start playing games in terms of slowing down, speeding up, anywhere between, he goes right here to 400 watts, holds around 350-ish, drops down because, they're going slow, and then they'll pick back up to 240, 250. They're playing games, and it's insane to me how them playing games, going back and forth, looking back, not taking, speed or wanting to be on the front, is still putting out 250 watts. Like, that's insane. That's some people's FTP. So he'll stop, he won't pedal, then he'll go back to 270, and when he actually unleashes his sprint, which we'll see right here, and when Mathieu's actually ready to launch his sprint, once the other two riders are going to catch him and Tadej, Tadej. Basically, he goes from 200s and then all the way quickly to 300, 400, 500, all the way to his peak 5-second power, which was 1,383 watts. He'll hold that for 5 seconds, peaks at 1402, and then it'll slowly die down as he holds it. But that whole sprint, let's say before it goes below 372 and after it goes up 300, that's 13 seconds at basically 1,151 watts. Absolutely bonkers. No way Tadej was going to win against the cyborg Mathieu van der Poel, but it's just funny to see this section, which was basically the dip when he stops pedaling, he starts looking back at Pogacar, and Pug and him are like basically debating like who's going to go first, and they get caught. Just what an entertaining way to end Flanders. So I almost forgot to put that in the video, but if I didn't, you guys would probably be upset, because that's what you want to see too in terms of the power that they were putting out at the the end, and then playing games. They're dipping down to only 200 watts, 250 watts. That's them playing games and not being actually on the pedal, which is, like I said, it's some people's FTP. If you guys don't have Strava, definitely get on Strava, because it's always interesting to see riders that actually put their stats up and obviously compare the cycling gods to us mere mortals. But I'm pretty sure Mathieu van der Poel is a cyborg at this point in time. So chapeau's off to him, winning the race again. Just coming off of his back injury really blows my mind. If you guys didn't watch my full race recap of how Tour of Flanders 2022 was won, definitely check it out. It is on my channel. And just a quick update for everyone, definitely follow me on Strava. I'm doing a lot of riding, around 700 kilometers per week now, so I'm about almost at 6,000 kilometers for the year. So if you guys want to keep up to date, follow the Strava. I corrected the link down below, but other than that, I'm really excited to see the rest of the classic season pretty much wrap up very soon. We have Paterberg coming very soon as well, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully we have some power numbers for that, because that would be awesome to see as well. So I'll leave it there. Very quick video. I was pretty much going to go to bed, but I saw he posted the ride and I was like, you know what, with 50,000 kudos or upvotes and the amount of comments, I was like, how could I not cover this? So yet again, if you're wondering what it takes to win a monument, it's about 350 watts, not for 1 hour, not for 2, 6 hours and a half. And you pretty much have an FTP above 400 watts. So insane. These numbers are not human. They're definitely made by a cyborg Mathieu van der Poel. So I'll leave it there. If you guys did enjoy the video, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and until the next one, keep on pedaling.